Hey yeah, my name is Thornscale, and today we're doing 7 Days to Die tips and tricks for new players in Alpha 20. And let's just get this out of the way first. The game does take a while to load, it's not just you. When creating a new world, it can take up to 15 minutes to generate the world, and it's not uncommon to be stuck at the continue screen when logging into a server for a little while. That's normal. It's the game, it's not you. And when you do get in-game, you're going to have this message and a little note in your hotbar, and you may be inclined to think that you need to do something special with this. You don't. This is all just lore explaining why you're naked in the middle of nowhere. And to start doing the crafting for your quests, hit Tab to open up your inventory, then select the item that you want to craft, and then you can press either W or this crafting button, and the number above that is the number that you'll make. Then down in the bottom left is where you'll see the item being crafted. And once it appears in your inventory, you just drag it down to your hotbar. Then look for a nice, good spot to place it, someplace where it'll actually pop up and appear, like there. And left click to spin it in place. And then right click, once you've decided on a good spot, to actually place it. When it comes to building, the in-game tutorial gives you a very good idea of how to use the basic building block to build simple structures, but what it doesn't really show you much is that if you hold R, there's actually a ton of shapes you can choose from. The bottom option on the radial menu will actually let you flip shapes in different ways, so instead of being like vertical shape, you can turn it into a horizontal shape. And you can do some really creative stuff with these different shapes. And holding R is also how you change ammo types for most of the guns, and bows and other such ranged weapons. As far as fighting the zombies themselves, you want to swing, step back, and when they fall down, take a couple free hits on them, and then step back, and keep swinging and stepping back. That's going to be your safest way to fight them when you're starting out with a melee weapon. And when you've got an arrow drawn, but you don't want to shoot it, you can press R to put the arrow back down again. Nice and easy. And when you have a broken weapon or tool, you don't need to necessarily replace it, you can repair it. To repair, you open up your inventory, go down to the item that you want to repair, in this case the axe, and then you can come up here and press either A or press the repair button. And if you have the material in your inventory, in this case some stone, it'll repair it automatically. And you can see what material is needed in its description. And that brings us to the traders. One of the services they offer is quests. And the quests themselves give you a variety of rewards that are worth doing, but every 7 quests you do gives you a really big reward. And that's what you really want. Some of those rewards are very, very useful. So make sure you do your quests. One of the most important pieces of loot that you can find out in the world are books. There are recipe books that teach you new crafting recipes and cooking recipes, and there are perk books that enhance your existing skills. Now, when they have a closed book icon in the upper left-hand corner, it means that you do not actually have that yet, and if it has an open book icon, it means that you've already read that one, and you don't need it. And don't forget to have a look at your skills. One way to get to your skill menu is to open up your inventory, then press this button up here. And there's one skill that I would recommend above all others in the Strength tab. It is Master Chef. Without it, you're just going to be relying on whatever food you find, but with it, you're going to be able to start making some really tasty meals. Unless you're planning on focusing on cooking, you just need 1 point in it. And speaking of cooking, one of the first things you're going to want to look for is a cooking pot. It's used in a lot of different recipes. You can find them in houses, restaurants, all kinds of places. You put them on a campfire. Everything in this game has a use in one way or another, so you're going to want to grab everything you can, especially at the start. And you're going to quickly find yourself overburdened. So when that happens, you're going to want to make yourself a chest someplace safe. Just go into your inventory and go to the crafting screen, make yourself a secure storage chest. And don't forget to put all of your extra stuff in there before you go out on another mission. Now this is kind of dangerous putting it in a point of interest like this on a server, because if somebody else takes a mission that is located here, It could vaporize all your stuff as the location resets, so be careful about setting up base in a point of interest, which is basically any building that is pre-constructed. But that's just for servers. If you're not on a server, you don't need to worry about it. Just make sure not to reset your own base. And last but not least, at some point you're going to end up getting infected, and the easiest way to cure infection is with honey. Honey can be found at these stumps out in the woods. You have about a 1 in 5 chance of actually getting some. So just keep chopping until you get it. And there you go, some quick tips and tricks for 7 days to die. If you found any of these useful, if you could do me a huge favor and toss a like and subscribe on this video, I'd really appreciate it. It's the only way a small content creator like me gets found by the algorithm. But in the meantime, if you have any other questions, because this is a very deep and complex game, so if you have any questions that I didn't cover, definitely feel free to toss them down in the comments and I will get to them as soon as possible. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.